up? And welcome back to Opposites Attract podcast. This is Sonja Ramirez, your girl, and I'm sitting next to my fun man,
Miguel Ramirez.
What's up, baby?
Nothing. What's up with you?
How is your day?
How was your week?
How is your life?
Going.
Pretty good. Today was a great day.
That's good.
Yes, I spent my day with our beautiful daughter, and we went shopping, and she's so much fun to go shopping with.
Yeah,
especially when
she loves buying shit.
I know, that's what I was saying. But we were also shopping, for others, not just her, for her. So, our family.
Yeah.
In our family, we have 3 newborns. So congratulations to my nephew, Johnny. He just had a beautiful baby girl.
That's cool.
And I forgot how much I enjoyed shopping for little girls.
Oh, yeah.
It was so fun. Audrey's like, Mom, aren't we supposed to be school shopping? And I'm like,
you were looking at all the baby stuff?
Yeah.
You're such a dork.
And congratulations to my niece, Vanessa, who had a little boy.
Nice.
So,
congratulations.
Yeah. So there's like babies popping out everywhere. And then my goddaughter, she's about to have a baby as well. So I just, I'm going to be having fun shopping for all these babies. Yeah. And I can't wait to see them because I have this baby fever going on.
You just make a baby fever?
I love trying to make a baby. Yeah.
You make a baby fever sometimes.
Well, lucky you. But no, it's just I'm excited for them. My nephew you look at his pictures and he looks very happy.
That's cool.
So I'm happy for them. But yeah, so congratulations. There's a lot of babies popping out, let me tell you. And
there's a lot of people having babies right now.
Well, yeah, and this was before.
Yeah, people were busting nuts before the Rona.
They call it Rona. It was before the Rona. Could you imagine how many babies are going to come after the Rona? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and a baby.
Yeah.
9 months later.
There you go.
Damn.
So congratulations to you all.
Heck yeah.
Better you than me.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No, I'm good.
Yeah, you better be good. I'm good too. We's good.
Yeah, babe.
So Audrey and Anna and I, we spent the day together, and it was great because she's been very focused on this new crush that she has. And so her new crush left on vacation. So I got my daughter back.
That's good.
For a few days.
She has been back. Like she's been having dinner with us, and
and she's been talking. And you know what?
We got to get rid of this boy.
If you listen to our previous podcasts, you could probably hear a lot of concern in our voices. Because
I don't think.
Because I felt like she was distancing herself because all she wanted to do was, be on the phone, and I'm like, she's changing, but she's not changing. She's still that sweet little girl. I'm like, okay, Adriana, you get to choose the music today. And she's like, oh, Mom, I want to listen to this song, but hold on. I need to find the clean version.
Yeah, she's so good.
She's still that sweet, innocent little girl. Yeah. And I think that we are just overreacting to this because it was just coming from left field. I
don't know. I try to be aware.
Well, I am aware. What do you mean you try to be aware?
I try to be aware with what's going on with Audrey and what she's going through and not. Yeah.
But I didn't think the crush, I didn't think that this was going to come so soon,
Like it just kind of showed up.
Right.
Yeah. It did come quick.
I didn't think that we were going to go through this until she was 12 or 13, not 11.
Yeah.
But regardless, she's still.
No, but she's kind of showed little signs here and there of, that she's interested in boys.
Yeah. Well, you know what's so crazy though? Okay, and this is the way it is, right? You have a little boy, you have a little girl. We have a little boy, we have a little girl.
Yeah.
Joey has showed signs way before Audrey. that he's interested in girls. No, like totally.
Yeah.
Like
there's been a couple.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but he's just, No.
When it
comes to,
he's shown,
exactly,
like perv signs.
Babe, don't go there because this podcast is going to go out.
These are little,
I regret talking about some things that we've talked about with our children because they're going to listen to this podcast and they're going to be so embarrassed.
That's boy. No, actually, that's boy stuff. The other day, we were sitting at. So I was in my cubicle here in the house, which is at the end of the dinner table where I have my computer set up, right?
Yeah.
And our dog, she's a pit bull. And she kind of comes underneath the dinner table and she sticks her head right up under the chair. Like any of you guys that have like pit bull, boxer, or I'm guessing dogs in general, they'll come underneath the table and they kind of stick their head in your lap.
Like in between your legs.
Yeah. So she stuck her head there and you kind of came around, Joey came around, and I was kind of messing with her and kind of getting her riled up a little bit. And she likes to nibble.
Oh, yeah.
So she kind of came up and she went and like she actually almost like bit my nipple. And we were laughing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Joey's like, maybe she's trying to get some milk.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Remember that? I was like, what?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But that's just because I talked to him about.
Yeah, you said that she had done it to you too.
I used to breastfeed them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So. He just figured she was trying to breastfeed on you.
Yeah. He's like, maybe she's trying to get some milk.
That's funny. But no, so yeah, we had a great time just talking and hanging out. And we went to Starbucks and
nice.
Yeah. Did a little more shopping. And we could have did it all day, except we had to record the podcast. Like I was really enjoying the time with her.
Yeah. So now you got to work.
Yeah, so now I got to get to work, but she understands.
Yeah.
And what I was telling her, because she was there, when they told me the total, like the balance of, and I said, and I talked to her about just working hard. Like the reason why we can do this is because, and so she's like, yes. She's like, I understand. I'm like, so don't give me no shit when I'm telling you to wash those dishes. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she hasn't been, right? Like
no,
you said that she's helped
the other day
she
just kind of like I asked her one time and I stepped outside and I looked through the window and she was doing the dishes.
Yeah.
So that's good.
You know what I don't understand? And for those that maybe, if we did have a behavioral health on here.
And for
behavioral, yeah.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I was just like, I was joking around that now you have to work. But this is fun work for us.
Yeah.
Right?
I like talking to you.
I like talking to you too.
Yeah. So this is fun. But what was I saying before you rudely?
And we like knowing that you guys are out there listening because we're freaks like that. Yeah. Some people like other people. Yeah, that kind of thing.
What was I saying before you interrupted me?
It was something very important.
What a jerk
I'm just
off.
kidding. You were saying that we had Sandy on. That she's a behavioral health.
Oh yeah, like it's so weird because
children.
Miguel and I are affectionate. I mean, we don't make out in front of the kids, but I mean, we'll kiss and give hugs, like good
With
hugs,
tongue.
not just hugs, not just like pat
a
on the
squeeze.
back, but yes. And so today Miguel was sitting down and I went to go sit on his lap and Miguel and Audrey was like, ugh, like,
yeah,
like she just, maybe it's just because we're her parents, but when we kiss and she'll kind of like turn away, but Miguel put his hand around my waist and may have been a little lower than my waist, but I was sitting on his lap.
It was on your waist,
yeah,
but it was
it
low.
Was on my
it was
thighs.
low on
it
your
was
waist.
Like,
it was low on your waist.
And
but
Audrey,
it was on your waist.
And what did Audrey say?
She's like, don't grab mom's butt.
Grab your own butt. Don't be touching mom's butt.
And I'm like, I'll grab mom's butt if I want to.
Like that girl, don't you know that's
I'm
how
like,
you
she's
were
my
made?
wife. I'll grab her butt if I want to.
But she's very sensitive
it's funny.
To that, And I told her, would you rather us be arguing and fighting? But I think it's good for them to see that we have a healthy relationship.
No, I think in the future they'll look back on it and they'll be like, that is cool. Like that we were affectionate like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But it does make her feel like a little uncomfortable. It seems
it's
going to
be great
right?
when you comes over and we do it.
Oh.
Oops. I'll cut that out.
Right.
I'll cut that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. So
you guys are gonna have to read lips or something to figure out the name.
But why cut it out?
Because I'm not doing it.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm saying
so,
he's a kid.
Yeah.
And he's not our kid.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So let's see what I got on my list today.
Well, I've been hit by a train pretty much. Like, I don't know what the hell. The last couple of days have been rough.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, as usual, we're recording this on Saturday. So Friday morning, so with my schedule with work, like I work every other Friday, right? And
you're going to tell the story?
And every once in a while, like I don't want to be woken up on my Friday off, you know? Like I don't want to wake up early on my Friday off, so I turn my alarm off. Well, what happened was last Friday, I forgot to turn the alarm back on. So yesterday, I'm laying in bed and, you know, like your internal clock kind of wakes you up.
Yeah.
And I look through the windows and I'm like, it still looks a little dark out. It's probably not time yet. My alarm's probably going to go off in the next 15 minutes or whatever. So I'm just going to go back to sleep and let my alarm wake me up. So I went back to sleep. And then Sonia wakes up and sees the time and she kind of like smacks me. She's like, babe, do you work today? And I was like, what?
You
and
said
I get
yes,
up.
why? And
Yeah,
I'm like, because
yes, why?
it's 6:30.
And
Miguel
and I was
jumps
like, oh shit.
out of the bed. Okay, so let's
like I have a meeting right at that time. So I fly out of the bed. I'm in my
boxers and all.
Yeah, I'm in my underwear
Weenie
still.
is swinging.
Yeah, it's hanging out.
Like
I tuck it back in, run downstairs, but I'm talking about like I am flying down the stairs. Like I'm flying out of the bedroom down the stairs in the like I was on the computer and logged in and everything in like 2 minutes. But once I settled down and I'm sitting in my chair,
yeah,
like I felt a pain in my foot.
You felt a pain in your foot.
I felt a pain in my foot. And it was crazy. But no, I get this pain in my foot and I'm like, what the like what is it? And it was weird. It was a weird pain. And but I assumed, I was like, maybe I tweaked something or something happened when I was running down the stairs.
Yeah.
So the day goes by and I still feel it. It bothers me a little bit. I'm walking around and not really like limping, but I can feel it. And it's affecting how I'm walking.
Right.
Anyway, the rest of the day goes by and I'm talking to you on the phone on the counter and I kind of relieved all the pressure off of my foot, kind of like my foot was just dangling. It wasn't on the floor.
Right.
And then I go to put my foot back on the floor and I felt this pain that was so bad that I was having trouble putting my foot back down.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, man, like I think I broke my foot or
you
something.
You really thought you broke your
like
foot?
Maybe like, you got small bones in your feet or whatever. I was like, maybe there's a fracture or something. Like from the way that my foot was acting, I was like, there's something's up. And then little by little, I kind of started stretching it and it kind of gets back, starting to get better. But I'm thinking to myself, it's Friday. Usually I go to jiu-jitsu the next day. If I'm feeling like this, I'm not going.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we're hanging out at night. My foot's feeling better and better. We fall asleep on the couch and I wake up in the middle of the night and we go to the bedroom to go to sleep. And my ankle feels tight. So I kind of crack it, kind of like the way you crack your knuckles or whatever.
Yeah.
So I did that with my ankle and I wake up this morning and I feel fine. Like my ankle doesn't hurt I can feel something, but as far as pain, there is no pain. There's no discomfort. There's no nothing.
So I try to get him to stay home because I'm like, maybe I can get me some, And so I try to sell myself to him.
Yeah, but we got all day. And
that's what he said, right? We have all day. Now listen.
So jiu-jitsu starts at a certain time. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go. So I get dressed. And this is one of those things, man. I get dressed. I go outside. My car has a flat. And I'm like, well, fuck it. Now I can't go to jiu-jitsu. I mean, first it was my foot. Now the car has a flat. And then you're like, you can take my car.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I jump in the car and I take off. And then I go and we're practicing these moves and doing these things or whatever. And there's a move where I end up flat on my stomach. The guy's doing the move to me and I end up flat on my stomach. and that's where the move ends. So now we're going to switch, and I kind of do like a push-up to get myself off the mat so that now I can do the move to him. But when I did that push-up, I felt like this pinch in my back, like in the middle of my upper back, and I'm just like, oh, shit. And now if I try to take a deep breath, like it hurts. Like I feel like a sharp pain.
Yeah.
At the end of my breath. Like breathing normal is fine, but when I try to take a full deep breath, at the end of it, there's like this sharp pain that keeps me from doing it. So I feel like I've been hit by a freaking train.
So Miguel comes home and shares this information with me, and I'm thinking to myself, damn, you should have stayed home and gave me what I needed, because now I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it, because you got a pinched nerve in your back. And I'm thinking to myself, man, do you know why I married a man 6 years younger than me?
Yeah.
And he's falling apart.
Only thinking about what you need.
He's falling apart. So
I got something for you.
You're messed up. So, anyways, it's just funny because that I'm thinking to myself,
I'm not completely broken. Jiu-jitsu, what the hell?
I know. So I used to go to jiu-jitsu with him, okay? And I liked it. I enjoyed it. I enjoy working out. I love the workouts because when Coach Carlos, when he pushes you, he pushes you. And loved it. Like I loved the workout. And I liked, learning the moves. But when you start to roll, like my sciatic, like everything, it started kicking in. And I'm like, okay, I'm 43. And, I think I want to preserve my body because I see everybody there and everybody has knee issues, back issues. They have all these issues, and I'm not using this as an excuse, but when the sciatica kicked in, I'm like, okay, this is a sign. God is telling me not.
You know what? Like I'm thinking to myself, I was like, dude, I'm going to start getting really good at jiu-jitsu. I was like, because when you look at the people that are really good at it, they're like always rolling their shoulder. Like, oh shit, my shoulder's fucked. They're like, you know what? My knees are shot. My back fucking hurts. Right. My neck is good. But you get into a fight with these people and they will fuck you up.
They'll kick your ass. Yeah.
So I was like, I must be getting close. I was like, because I feel like I've been hit by a car.
Oh man.
But yeah, not the case. Not the case. But the truth is, like, for any of you guys that have thought about doing jiu-jitsu, or those of you that do it know what I mean, like in the beginning, especially because you never really stuck with it. Like you kind of showed up.
I never stuck with it?
No,
what do you mean?
No, you never stuck with it is what I'm saying.
You went in there.
Did you go for a full week straight?
Months.
No, you didn't.
I was going for a few months, like a couple months.
Yeah, so like if you went tomorrow, then it would be like you've been going for like a year.
I'd go with you guys.
No, that's not true. So you weren't going like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday for weeks in a row.
Oh no, because I had a business to run. Yeah, you're right.
That's not what the hell I'm talking about. You just want to talk shit.
I'm just messing with you.
What I'm saying is that when you do it consistently for a while, in the beginning, you feel like you've been hit by a freaking car, and it kind of stays like that for a couple months, or maybe like a couple months, and then your body just kind of gets used to it, and then it doesn't, like, you're not feeling all the aches and the pains, and but aside from that, then you start to feel good, but then you get regular injuries.
I would like to meet a woman who's been doing it for quite some time.
There's a bunch,
and ask them, how are you? How is your back? Like, how is your...
Go to the gym and ask them.
Well, I do go to the gym, smart ass, but I'm talking about people, those that have...
Well, have you asked the question?
I asked the guys.
Okay. You said you'd like to ask women.
Yeah. Right, well, it's the same shit.
Yeah.
Like, they're all, there's
it's not
stuff going on. Either way. Yeah. No, it's good. I enjoyed it.
It is tough on your body, though.
Yeah, that's all I'm trying to say.
What? Yeah, but what I'm telling you is that it's not the same. You're talking about how you were hurt, but you didn't actually. That was the acclimation period for your body. You were feeling aches and pains. You weren't injured. Yeah. You know what I mean? After the aches and pains, that goes away, and then your body gets used to getting beat up a little bit. No, it's true, but then you feel. Well, it's not even that you feel fine. Your body just gets used to it, and then you're good. The thing is that you get injured, and that's completely different. That's separate.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm waiting this thing out. Hopefully it just goes away. But
yeah, I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will.
So, and last week, and it kind of sucks, but it's one of those things like we've talked about, like you never regret doing the right thing or doing the things that you're supposed to do,
yes,
but you always regret not doing them. And then last week, I didn't go to jiu-jitsu. And then afterwards, I was kind of hanging out, and we had a good time and everything. But then, like, I'm thinking about it, I was like, I did have time to do all the things that I wanted to do and do jiu-jitsu if I really wanted to. And now I'm sitting here thinking about how I just kind of fucking skated out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then this week, I had the opportunities, and I said, fuck it, I'm going.
Right.
And now I'm hurt. So, I don't know.
You'll be fine. Yeah, you'll be good.
But either way, we learned some stuff, and it is what it is. I mean, what am I going to do?
Yeah, it's kind of like when, you know you should be at the gym and you don't go to the gym and then you feel like shit.
Yeah.
But if you would have made the decision to go to the gym and work out and do the thing, afterwards you feel good because you know that you did it.
But
that
in
you
this
pushed
case,
yourself
like if
to
you
do
went
the thing
to
that you didn't want to do.
But if you go to the gym and you hurt yourself, then you're like, ah, crap. You know, like, but that's a very rare instance that happens.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you were still doing what you needed to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very cool. So you and Joey spent some time today together.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was cool. We played Legos. We made like a little safe box. Like he made a little one, and I was like, why don't we make a big one where you can put all kinds of stuff in it? So we started looking that up and making a safe box. And we were looking at some videos yesterday about, well, we just kind of pulled up like our old Facebook videos and we played them on the TV. That was cool. Like there was a video from like 4 years ago. Joey was 4 years old.
Wait, you did that with him today?
No, I'm saying we did that last night
when we did it.
We did it as a family.
Gotcha.
But we were just kind of going over some of the old kid videos, and there's a video of Joey like 4 years old putting my car together after we had taken apart the condenser for the AC. And he's 4, just putting all the screws in and ratcheting, using the ratchet to tighten everything down.
Yeah, the kids really enjoy that.
There's a lot of these things that they probably don't remember.
That's what I was going to tell you. Audrey doesn't remember. Like I was sharing a video with her and Joey dancing together. So she was about, how old was she? Like 5, and maybe he was like 3.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, something like that.
And so on Facebook, how your memories, they show, and they pop up every once in a while. And that was one of my memories that I woke up to, and I was crying like a baby. Because he was just sharing. Joey was sharing with me. Audrey's going through some changes and he doesn't understand. And he's missing his big sister.
Yeah, he's having trouble dealing with her having a crush and, putting all the attention into the boy. And
yeah.
And he doesn't understand.
Yeah. And so.
Because like a couple weeks ago, he was like, they were playing together all the time.
Yeah. So I had a talk with him and just explaining to him that, she loves you. She's just grown through some things.
Have you talked to her? What does she say?
I talked to her too, and she's like, I'll pay more attention. I'll be there and play with him, because I was sitting with him and he was expressing himself to me, and I felt so bad because I could feel his pain.
Yeah.
Like I could feel his pain.
Yeah.
And then that video came up. And it just reminded me.
Right at the right time.
Of how close they were. And I sent that to Audrey and I said, look.
It was like one of those emotional, like Ed Sheeran photograph, something like that. And they're like holding hands and dancing together in our bedroom.
And dipping.
Yeah.
Like she was dipping him and then he was dipping
So
her.
cute.
And then I started messaging your mom,
Yeah.
Like, I'm so sad. That she's growing. And this is what she told me. She said, my son grew up and he's the best man ever. She said, so
I don't know about that.
Pretty much to love them where they're at. And that was huge for me. Love them where they're at. So get to know the 11-year-old Audrey. And I think I mentioned this on the last podcast.
It's like you get to make new discoveries.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I did with her today.
That's cool.
Like just getting to know the 11-year-old Audrey and making that connection with her, where she's at.
Yeah.
You know, and singing in the car. And she's like, I didn't know you could sing like that. I'm like, I used to love to sing. I used to sing all the time. And people used to tell me that I was a good singer.
Yeah.
But I just stopped. Like, I stopped singing, and I feel like I lost it until I hear a song that takes me back.
What song is that?
Oh, there's many. Mary J. Blige. Like, there's, you know, it's the 90s. No.
The 90s R&B.
Like Escape.
Yeah, it's that 90s R&B.
You know,
that's like get somebody pregnant music.
Yes, and I love that because I used to be a helpless romantic.
I remember you had all those books with the dude on the horse with the shirt off and riding on the beach and shit.
Yeah, like that was me, and I was one of those, you know, females that I loved to. I was just in it, like in it, and that's what I would listen to, like, you know, back in the day.
Yeah,
you know, and so yeah, so one of my songs came on from Escape, and she's like, I didn't know you could sing like that. And I said, yeah, you know that voice you have? Because she has like that Adele, that kind of like deep, raspy kind of voice.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I got that from you. And I'm like, yeah, and I got that from my mom.
That's cool.
You know, so yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, we had a whole lot of fun. So take advantage of the time that you have with the kids to get to know them.
Yeah.
Where they're at.
Definitely. So last week we kind of just jumped into like it was all last week was all based on the kids, and we were just talking about the things that they're going through, and there was something that went down in our neighborhood that we didn't really talk about. And
why talk about it?
Because it was kind of crazy.
It was, but it's not any. But
it
was. You
thanks
know
a
why?
lot, babe.
No. I'm just saying because
right,
it was
so
a bit negative. It was a bit not negative, but you know, go ahead, share
no,
it.
What do you got?
I guess it was kind of funny because most the people in our neighborhood aren't used to hearing the ghetto bird and having, you know, police officers jump in their back, you know, fences, and you know, Miguel decided to be Rambo, and he went into the safe and got his AR and told us to get up in there. Go ahead, babe. Sorry, share it. Stop. Go.
No, I'm just saying, like, the other day I was sitting here working in the middle of the day. It was like on a Tuesday, and all of a sudden, like, you hear the helicopter flying over, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what they're like. There must be a lost hiker or something in the neighborhood, or somebody lost a puppy, or somebody lost a freaking kid or something. And it's hot. So it's hot, and if you lose a kid out here, they might send the helicopter because it gets really hot. So
right.
They got to find the kid. But turns out it wasn't a kid that was lost. It was like real shit happening. So I go outside and I see the helicopter, and they're circling low. And I'm like, whatever's going down is happening like right here. Right here.
Yeah.
Like not even in our neighborhood. Like it's happening on these streets right here.
Right.
So I'm curious, and it keeps circling and circling and circling. And so I go out the front door, and I see somebody walking like across the street from our house. We have a park. And I see somebody walking towards the park to kind of see what's going on. And across the park, you can see somebody, which is super confusing. He's wearing like cargo shorts and like a t-shirt, but he also has a vest on, like a flak jacket, armor, and he's got a helmet on, and he's got like a AR-15. And I'm like, is that dude? I mean, because his equipment looks like he's a cop or freaking SWAT or some shit.
Yeah.
I was like, but his cargo shorts and his t-shirt looks like he lives in our neighborhood.
Right.
You know, because we're in Arizona. Motherfuckers got guns and they got all kinds of shit. So it could be the SWAT team, or it could just be somebody in our neighborhood.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And this dude, he's got somebody on the ground outside, and it looks like he has his hands behind his back, like he's kind of detaining the guy. Which again, I don't know if it's the SWAT team or if it's somebody in our neighborhood. Because
we're used to seeing ICE, like
not cargo shorts and t-shirts
from our old neighborhood.
So there's this, like I said, there's a dude that's walking towards the park, and he said that somebody was murdered, or that there's people that have warrants that live in our or that they were in our. I don't think they live there, but they were in our neighborhood and they were wanted. They have warrants and they're wanted for murder in California. Or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I hear this, but they have the guy arrested. But there's other people there's other people in this house, right?
Yeah.
And they're looking for somebody else. So at that point, I'm like, if they're desperate and they're running through, like this one guy, they caught him trying to run into somebody else's house. So that's when I told you to get upstairs and, get the kids up, and I grabbed the rifle, and I just went back to my cubicle with my AR-15 next to my chair, and I've just got back to work, and I'm like, look, there's only a couple ways into this house, and I can see everything from here. So if something goes down, it's going to suck for you because I can see everything. So anyway.
And we have warning signs.
Yeah, we do have warning signs in front of the house saying, like, if we don't play, you will be shot if you try to break into
it
this
doesn't
house.
say that.
Pretty much.
We practice our Second Amendment.
Yeah. So, but it was crazy. So, and the reason, this dude, he told me that it was, warrants for murder.
Yeah.
But then we have a Facebook group chat. Mm-hmm. So, well, it's
for the neighborhood.
It's for the neighborhood,
yes.
a neighborhood
yes.
Facebook group chat.
Yes.
And this is a nice neighborhood. Like, this is not, we don't live in the hood anymore.
No.
It's now, this is the thing. What actually kind of makes this funny is that we've been through this a bunch of times.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
We've lived in the hood.
Yeah.
The ghetto bird is nothing new to us.
Yeah.
We actually told the story where when we first moved in.
I was gonna share that story.
Go ahead.
So we're in the kitchen, and I think we're making dinner or something.
We had just moved in this house.
Yes.
3 years ago, right?
Yeah. We were new to the neighborhood, and I swear to you, I thought I heard the ghetto bird.
The helicopter. For those of you that haven't been in the hood, the ghetto bird is a police helicopter.
So I'm like, is that
and I was
ghetto bird? And I'm like, listen.
And I'm listening.
And he's listening, and he's like, I don't know if you said it or I said it, but I'm like,
no, I said it.
I was
like,
it?
Are you washing clothes?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the washing machine above us on the spin cycle.
So it was unbalanced. So when it's unbalanced, it's like it shakes, right?
It was shaking the house. Yeah.
It was shaking, and you could hear it. But that was hilarious.
And I was like, no, it's the washing machine. So in this Facebook group chat,
I'm like, dude, I thought we just moved.
It's so funny because you hear, like, you see everything on there, and then. Because
all the neighbors know each other here.
Yeah,
everybody knows everybody here. So
because everybody knows, like, this is a nice neighborhood.
Right.
People aren't used to hearing, like, loud bangs, and so, like, if somebody shoots off a firecracker, you'll see a post in the group chat like, "Did you guys hear that?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, relax. That the whistle before it popped means that it was a firecracker.
Yeah.
Guns don't whistle and then pop.
Yeah.
Right? Relax.
Yeah.
But oh man, so when this thing went down, it was literally 190 comments in this thread, just
Babe,
everybody freaking out.
Yeah. Do you know any other Mexicans or Hispanics in the neighborhood?
I think there's a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple.
Yeah. We just all stay inside. I'm just kidding.
So
I'm just kidding.
So the house next to us used to be a group home for girls, and I would go in, and man, I loved working with these girls. And there was about 10 girls there?
Yeah, something like that.
And I would go, and I was mentoring them, and I think 2 days out of the week, I'd go work with them, do dream boards, vision boards, all
like
that good
literally
stuff. Loved
next door.
It. Yeah, right next door. And so what happened was they shut down that group home, and they made it a behavioral. What is
it's a halfway house.
A behavioral,
pretty much. It's like a behavioral health home,
right, for adults,
men.
So when we heard that, no, it's men and women, I think. I don't know. It's weird.
Okay.
Yeah, because So when we heard that, we were not like, I was okay, because I believe people can change. I always look at the good side of. I believe in people.
Yeah.
And Miguel was like, oh, hell no kind of deal. So he went and he bought these signs.
It says that this house is protected by the Second Amendment.
Yes. So there's one on our gate to our backyard. And before you come into our front yard, you'll see another sign.
You can see it from the driveway. Like,
right.
You can't miss it.
So I'm sure our neighbors around us are like.
They probably think we're nuts.
That's what I'm thinking,
Yeah, and you know what? This is something that I wanted to talk about because with everything that's happened over the past few months, like there's so many people, and you know what? We just had something go down in Wisconsin. Like there's been
said we. I'm like, what? What happened?
Well, I'm saying we as people, like we've been through the coronavirus, the toilet paper shortage of 2020.
Oh my God.
You know, like all the shit that's happened, and you know the protests, and just recently there was I think Jacob Blake was another guy in Wisconsin that was killed, and now there's riots and protests for that.
Yeah,
and it's not stopping.
Yeah, and
so the thing with this riot that happened in Wisconsin now, like this is recent. There was a kid that had an AR-15 and he shot somebody, like, but he wasn't a cop. Like he kind of showed up, I guess, to defend businesses. I don't know the exact everything that happened. Some people are saying that, you know, he was trying to help people and some people jumped on him and he shot some people. And some people say that like he should have never been there in the first place. Like just mind your fucking business or whatever. I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened in that situation, but this is the thing. Like if you oppose the Second Amendment, or if you, or not even the Second Amendment, if you don't know about something, like learn about it before you start dismissing it. Yes. You know what I mean? Because you have
don't knock it before you try it.
You have people that pretty much. Yeah. I'm just saying, like you have people that talk about like, oh, guns are bad and this and that, and it's like, look, you've never shot a gun. You may have never even seen an actual gun in your life.
Yes.
So how can you even talk about it?
Yeah.
And the truth is that this thing happened in our neighborhood, right? And there were cops that were watching these people. But chances are that these people might have been here before the cops found them. And if they're murderers and they're willing to jump through people's houses, if there's more than one in the house, do you want a handgun?
Yeah.
Or do you want an advantage?
Right.
You want an advantage. Right. They're criminals. They don't care. They probably have guns. And they're probably illegal. At least mine are all legal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have to understand. And if somebody breaks into your house and there's more than one person, you don't want a handgun.
Yeah.
You want a rifle with 30 rounds, not 10. Yeah. You know? And I don't know. It's something that becomes a sensitive subject. But I can tell you, like there's politicians that say like the AR-15 is like a dangerous weapon and all these things. And really, it's the easiest gun to shoot. It's easier to shoot than a handgun. It's easier to shoot than a shotgun. Like there is almost, you've shot it. Yeah. There's less kick in that than anything else. And it does give you an advantage if there's more than one person.
Yeah.
And I don't, if I'm protecting my family, I don't want a fair fight. I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a crazy ass situation. But I thought it was just so funny how it, like,
I saw Miguel come down and I'm like,
I'm laughing my ass.
Damn, Rambo.
Well, no, but I'm just giggling like through the group text, you know, because it's like, hey, if this shit's going down, I'm like grab the rifle and I'm hanging out.
Yeah.
But it's just the group text is fun. I'm telling you, like any little firecracker goes out, you guys. Oh, and when they went into the house, so they had arrested that one dude that I saw that was sitting on the sidewalk. But apparently there was another dude inside the house, so they had to go get him. Yeah. So I'm sitting at my cubicle, working, typing,
in the kitchen,
typing out an email. In my cubicle in the kitchen, typing out an email. Sonia is upstairs
wearing
with
his
the kids.
Flip flops,
and a t-shirt, flip flops, and an
AR-15.
AR. So,
oh man, I should have took a picture of this, man.
The thing is that they were going after that guy while we're still here. So I'm sitting and I'm typing an email or doing whatever. And then all of a sudden you hear a big old boom.
I remember. Yeah.
That was a flashbang that they threw inside the house. Yeah, they were getting the other person out.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like there is a reason. There's a reason for this stuff.
Yeah.
But oh man, as soon as that bang, people are, did you guys hear that? Then a new post on the group text. You guys hear that?
Yeah.
There's something's going down. And you got pictures from every angle. There's people like with their hell yeah. They got their phones and they show like all the different angles from the streets of the people posting with this dude getting walked into the car.
That is so nuts.
It's crazy.
And you know what's even more crazier than that you heard nothing was shared on the news about it.
That was insane. So that's the other thing is that this is something like, I mean, when you have the U.S. Marshals like rolling up into a neighborhood and they're parking on people's lawns and getting people out of houses and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You would think that there would be a news story or something.
Right. I mean, when we lived in the West Valley, and remember, like, whenever anything happened around,
it came up.
Yes, it was on the news. That was strange. I found that very strange.
And it was so weird because like I said, I think, or not that I think, that's just what I heard, is that they were wanted for murder. But that could be completely false, because where I got the information from was the dude walking to the park and the group text from the group, from the neighborhood.
That's interesting.
Besides that, I haven't heard anything else. But the shit did go down here. I saw it.
Yeah.
It's freaking crazy.
Like, I saw it. I was there.
I saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah. Well, this is what we need to do.
What do we need to do?
This is what
Tell
we need
me what
to
we
do.
need to do.
Instead of the human race, like just, the division that we have. There's so much division.
Yeah.
We've talked about that. Why are you looking at me crazy?
I'm just listening.
We need to come together and become the human family. Human family, not... What do you...
The fuck are you talking about? We need to come together and become the human family?
Yes.
So...
Not there be, division between white, black, Hispanic. Just, we are the human
we're
family.
all the same. You mean the human race?
Like
we're all the human race?
That's it.
Yeah.
We're just
one.
That
is what it is.
We need to become one.
We all look a little different, but we're all the same thing.
That's it.
Yeah.
We all have feelings.
You know what? We were watching
We all have. Go ahead.
Emotions.
Yes.
No, the other day we were watching this show on Netflix called Extraordinary Homes. And there was a part in the show that there's this dude from Japan, and he's talking about how his family worked so hard their whole life to, build their house, and their house got wiped out by a tsunami or something like that, and that he decided he was going to build a dream, or not a dream, but he was going to build a home for him and his family.
Right.
And they built this house that was just nuts. Like it's very eccentric. It's really cool. It's very different, and that's why it was on the show. But the dude was getting emotional about being able to live in this house with his whole family after all the work, after everything that they've been through, to just be able to be together with his family in this house. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at this guy, and he's, I don't know, 40, 50, 40 something, 50s in Japan. And I'm just like, yeah, that's what we all want. I mean, regardless of where you're from, how you speak, the language, whatever, your religion, like any of that shit, like we just want to fucking chill with the people that we love, So
why are we so divided then?
I don't know. It's just what we do. Like this is the truth. Like if you don't have racism, if you don't have something, like we'll figure something out. We'll figure out a reason to freaking, discriminate against each other about something.
And it's always been that way, though.
Yeah.
It's always been that way.
It's kind of sad, but yeah, that is. Yep. But I just thought it was kind of cool in that show, seeing it. And I just kind of, for a second there, I thought about it. And I looked at you, and you weren't. I don't know. I don't think you saw it the way I saw it, because I thought you were, and I looked at you and you were just kind of like looking around or whatever, or not looking around, but you were just kind of like, oh, that's cool house. But I was just kind of thinking about the guy, what he was talking about, and his family, and I was like, yeah, everybody wants that,
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was cool.
We are not very different.
Speaking of hanging out with your family, the other day last week we were hanging out by the pool. And, I think we were in the kitchen. And there was a song that came on that was the Florida Georgia line. It was a Florida Georgia line song. It was a country song. And it's called I Love My Country.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that? But
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the way they say it or whatever. But you were like, what are they saying?
Oh.
You remember that?
Oh, yes.
And I'm like, they're saying...
Yes.
I love my cousin. That's what they're saying. And you're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, that's what they're into in the South. I love my cousin.
So stupid.
And you're like, I don't. And then we started listening to it more. You're like, it says I love my country.
You jerk.
Hey, I'm just messing around. No offense to anybody from the South, but yeah, we were just crying. I was like, it says I love my country.
Babe. So I was talking to Audrey and we were listening to music and there was a song and she wanted to know what the lyrics were.
Oh shit.
And I remember.
Was it a Cardi B song?
And I remembered, I don't know why I thought about what we used to do as children, you know, like listening to music. And boy, I looked at her and I'm like, do you know what we used to do when we wanted to know what a song was saying? Or man. We wanted to, you know, memorize like the words. Yeah. I remember, you know, whether it was a tape or a recording of a song that was being played on the radio. Do you did you used to do that? Oh, like record songs that were playing on the radio, like in a little tape player?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have and then you can, if you have the dual dual cassette, you can make a tape for somebody else or something like that. Yeah.
And I remember recording the song from the radio and just listening to it. And then I'm like, wait, what are they saying? And having to rewind. I would take just paper. I would find paper and a pencil and I would write down all the words. You know how long that took?
Yeah.
To figure out what the heck this song was saying. And all she did was went to YouTube and looked up the lyrics and there it was. I'm like, do you know how easy you guys have it today?
Yeah. And then we would write it down wrong. And you're repeating this, you memorize and repeat the song all fucked up because you wrote it.
Did you ever call in and I think it was maybe 92.3. I don't know if it,
here in Phoenix,
it goes way back. Yeah. And you would what is it? You would call in and I
think it was like 602098923 or some shit like that was the phone number.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, something like that.
And if somebody was on your mind and there was a song that you wanted to dedicate, I want to dedicate.
That was yeah. Yep. That was at night. That was late at night. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I remember that. We used to do all that whenever a song. You know what? I think in New York, at night they would play the reggae.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into like a lot of reggae in New York, because they would play that at night, and we would do the same thing like with hip hop songs or whatever we wanted to listen to. Just
talking about this, I'm like, damn, we are up there, huh? Do you remember? We were just talking about 411.
I let my tape rock till my tape pop.
Remember? You and I were on the phone and you said something about 411. I'm like, what?
Yes. That was at jiu-jitsu. I was at jiu-jitsu. I was talking to you on the phone. What it was is we were having trouble with our service.
Oh, yes. So yes.
This is what it is. I was thinking about like
I'm like, damn, dude, you're old. Nah.
So this is like different segments that we have for the show that we're thinking like every once in a while we'll kind of bring it up. But this is one like you don't hear that anymore. Like that's something we could start talking about. But 411, because we were talking about the cell phone, like we were having shitty service. You wanted me to call
T-Mobile.
Call T-Mobile, but if you dial 611 on your phone, it will transfer you to customer service.
Right.
But, you know, being as old as we are, like 411 is still ingrained in my head.
He said dial 411.
So I was like dial 411 and ask them like, what's up with our service? And then I'm like, is it 411? I was like, no, I think it's 611. I was like, what? I was like, oh, 411 is information. So I hung up the phone with you and I'm standing there with one of the guys from jiu-jitsu. Yeah. I was like, dude, is 411 a thing anymore? He's like, I don't think so.
Did you try it?
we have Google.
Yeah.
And then me and him are thinking, it's like, dude, what did they used to say when you call 411? Mm-hmm. Do you remember?
No.
City and state. City and state, please. That's what they would.
City and state, please.
That was before Google, before all of that shit. You dial 411 and then you would hear it was automated, right?
Yeah.
City and state, please.
Wait,
and then
no. What did you get? A live
or
person?
Was it a person?
I thought it was a person.
I don't know, babe. It was like fucking 30 years ago. But yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, city and state, and then you ask, you know, what you want them to look up.
Yeah, yeah.
Insane. Another thing that you don't hear is the term butt buddies.
Butt buddies.
I don't remember.
Where did we hear that?
Whenever you would see two people, like usually it was two guys, like two kids from school that were just fucking up each other's ass everywhere they went. It
like
was
those two butt buddies.
Yeah, they're fucking butt buddies. You never hear that anymore.
Where did we hear that? Were we watching Big Mouth?
No. Big Mouth was butt fucks. What are you butt fucks doing?
So him and I are watching Big Mouth, and I'm like, hold up. We just started cracking up. I mean, yeah, that was funny as shit.
Yeah, Big Mouth is great. You know what? We need to watch Big Mouth again.
Yeah.
Because we have kids going through puberty now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, because that would be funny. So Big Mouth, we've talked about it here before. It's one of our favorite shows.
Adult cartoon.
Yeah, it's an adult cartoon, no kids, but it's all about kids going through puberty.
Yeah.
But they have their hormone monsters that show up. And the hormone monster is he's a degenerate disaster.
Yes.
And he's the one that gets them to do all the fucked up shit that kids do. Like, Yeah.
And there's a woman one.
Yeah. And the girl has one. They have all kinds. Yeah. It's fun.
It's very entertaining.
So there's the two little boys, and then the hormone monster shows up and he's like, what are you butt fucks up to? Or something like that, Yeah. Or let's go butt fucks. Or he says something like that. But we hadn't heard that word in so long that we busted out laughing.
So, yeah, I'm like, wait, we got to replay that because did he just say what I thought he said?
Yeah, we're just like, when's the last time you heard somebody say that?
Right.
It's freaking funny, man.
Hey, so you've been listening to
A New Earth.
A New Earth.
And if you guys would like to pick up A New Earth, you guys can go to oppositesattractpodcast.com. You can click on the support the show tab at the top. That'll take you to our Amazon link. And if you purchase anything through that Amazon link, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it helps out the show. And you'll also see a link to Trust Inc. And Trust Inc. is?
We are a nationwide mobile notary agency. We do a lot of work with title companies and law firms. If you or someone you know is in the midst of refinancing or purchasing a home and you would like to use us, visit us at Trust Inc.
And that is trustinkusa.com. And also when you go to oppositesattractpodcast.com, you'll see all of our social media. You can listen to the podcast there. You can watch it there. But if you guys are hearing this right now, you guys are already following or listening to the podcast. So make sure that you guys share the podcast because that's how the podcast grows. And wherever you listen to the podcast, if you have the ability to leave a review, that would definitely help. We're also affiliates with Libsyn, which is who hosts our podcast. That's where we upload the podcast and it gets distributed. And if you guys have thought about starting a podcast and you want to try it out for free, if you go to Libsyn and you enter the promo code OAP for Opposites Attract Podcast, they'll give you the rest of whatever month you sign up in for free, and they'll give you the next month for free too, just for using the promo code OAP. And yeah, I mean, there's podcasts starting every day. So yeah, if you guys thought about it, give it a shot.
Good stuff. Yeah. So what have you learned?
So A New Earth. Yeah, I just finished that book today.
Oh, so you finished it?
Yeah, I finished it. I finished it today, and I started Raising Lions today.
Okay, I'm gonna start from the beginning because that's something I would like us to discuss.
I already like it. I'm like probably 15 minutes in.
Yeah,
and it was good. A New Earth was good too, and I mean, pretty much like the biggest takeaway is like being present and being aware.
Yes, you know what I love about you?
What's that?
You're so open. You are open to just to learn. You're open. You're not very. I was having this conversation with one of my clients, and unfortunately, she ended up getting a divorce 30 years after they were married, and they had a lot of differences, and she was sharing with me their situation, and he was just not willing to go to counseling or therapy. He was not willing to work on their marriage. Like she wanted it to work. And I was talking to her about the 5 love languages, and she said, I read the book. And she's like, unfortunately, my husband wasn't willing to listen to it or read.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I was going to counseling. I was working on myself, and he just was not willing.
Yeah.
And that's one thing with you. if we are, when we went through challenges or when we, went through obstacles, you were always willing to listen. You were always willing to try. And even though you don't believe in God.
Yeah.
And I do, you were, there. You would support me. You would go to church with me. When we say grace, you're there. Like
yeah.
And so I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just try not to be closed-minded with everything. And like really, what does it hurt me? What does it bother me? Even if I don't, like today, I watched something about there was a movie on Netflix called Case for Christ, but it's
no longer there.
I don't think so. No,
Aww.
No, it's not. And I look for it, and but there was like a lecture on YouTube. It was like a 40-minute lecture, and I was like, you know what? My friend asked me to check it out. I was like, I'm going to check it out. I'm going to look at it and see what it says.
Yeah.
And even though I may not agree with some of the things, or I may have I got some questions, but that doesn't mean that I can't learn about or read something or listen to something, especially, and you're my wife. Like if you ask me to listen to something, I'll check it out, and to be honest, A New Earth, for some people, maybe it's great. I'm getting to the point now where like, I know I need to be aware. I know I need to be present, but I got stuff that I need to do, and I need to focus. I need to get refocused on the things that I need to get done. Like just the parenting is important, and I don't need like for real. I would rather trade a spirituality book for a parenting book. Like I would rather learn about that, or marketing for our podcast, or something else that I need to learn.
But for me, all of that
there's only enough
comes with like God is in the center. Like for me, God is in the center, and everything I need help with parenting, God's there to help me.
Yeah.
If I'm in need of, I don't know, when
more
it comes
Twitter
to
followers,
business, or no, it's just if you're feeling
I guess if you're trying to build a church, it's kind of like building
unbalanced, if you're feeling, I don't know, challenged or stressed, or it just if you're needing help, like God is where I turn to. God is who I turn to.
Yeah.
And he is the center of everything.
Yeah.
For me.
For you.
So when it comes to parenting and the kids,
no, but the thing is,
that's what I run to is my spirituality. That's where I go.
I get it, but no, it's not the same, because there's people that study parenting and they write books about parenting. It's not spirituality. It's not any of this.
But
it's
I do both.
Specifically parenting. And
I do both.
Okay. Well, that's good.
That's
good. I don't have enough time to do everything that I want to do and get in more, extra stuff. So the extra stuff, I need to refocus it on the things that I want to get done.
Yeah. There's that podcast that I sent you.
But every once in a while, I'm saying it's not bad.
Yeah.
It just can't be the focus of my time.
Right. Yeah. No, I understand.
But no, I am looking forward to raising line. There's a couple books that we have. There's I think there's 2 more parenting books that we have in our wish list.
Yeah.
I added a couple more.
Did you?
Yeah, there was actually Sandy Semino episode 40, 30.
38. 36.
48?
No, it's 38. Because I was wrong last time. Last time I think I said 48, but it was 38.
We're fucked now. We're never going to get it again. Now we're all messed up. But anyway, no, she was talking about, there was a book, I think it was called The Whole Brain Child. And yeah, I got that one in the wish list. So we're going to get that one too.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple other ones. Because like for me, that's what's important to me. Like I want to learn this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's kind of jacked up, like we were talking about last week. It almost feels like you're learning this like
a little too late.
A little like you're a step behind, No, like the cops in the bank robbery.
But we've always like we've always maybe
but
not.
I think if you try to be
we went to a few classes, like parenting classes.
Yeah, we have. But all I'm saying is I think regardless of the books or whatever you're learning, as long as you're present and you try to be aware of what's going on, I mean, you're going to be all right.
Yeah. And as long as you're present with yourself as well, knowing how you're feeling or,
why you're getting frustrated or why they're doing that.
Yeah. And
that's part of
learn
awareness.
more and learning about you. Will also help with parenting as well.
Yeah, true. Why the reason that I act this way might be because of my past. Or it is because of my past.
Right.
And then I'm transferring that to them. And, that's what I'm saying is that's what I want books specifically about these things that people have studied. I just got to get refocused. And I'm not saying I can't take some time out to look up some other stuff or whatever, but.
There's so much information out there that there's no reason why you should, for business, there's so many books out there on business.
Yeah.
Personal development. You could get lost.
It's endless. There's more now. Well, obviously, there's more now than ever. That's the stupidest freaking.
I was unaware.
There's more books now than ever. No shit. They fucking write books every day, and now there's more.
I used to always read romance novels, until I got into Legal Shield, and everyone was talking about personal development, development.
Babe, romance novels? There's more romance novels now than ever.
Babe, shut up.
It's fucking crazy.
I don't think I need any. I got you already, man.
You don't need those damn romance novels.
Those books work. I'm an expert at it.
I'm gonna take my shirt off. I'm gonna jump on the back of our pit bull with my next to the pool, and I'll be like, "Let's go, babe." I'm gonna make it look like one of those covers, like the dude on the beach. Except the 6-pack. I can't do that right now
because you like snacks.
Because I love snacks. Speaking of snacks, it's almost snack time. We gotta eat.
Gotta eat.
Right. The other day, what the hell? Me and you were talking about politics. Most likely about how politics is a shit show and how it's all a fucking disaster. But Audrey was walking by. Do you remember that? Audrey was walking by and we asked her, who would you vote for?
Oh.
Do you remember what she said?
Yeah. The guy on the advertise. What did she say?
The guy. She said, I would vote for the guy from the ad.
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking great. Great. Vote for the guy. Whoever you seen on the ad, just vote for that guy.
Just vote for that guy.
It's great. I'm like, no, Audrey, you're the problem.
Oh, no.
The guy from the ad. But man, dude, I have never gotten so many freaking political. Do you get these political survey calls and all that bullshit?
I get text messages.
I get text messages. I get calls.
Crazy, but they're always for you.
Really?
Yeah, Miguel. I just got one today. I'm like, what? But it's because our phones are under your name. The service is under your name.
Ah, that's what it is. So when they look up your number, it comes up as my name. Yeah.
Right.
But I got one today, and I'm like, look, I don't have time for this. And they're like, well, can we count on your vote for Joe Biden? I'm like, no. Click. I'm like, no. But the thing is that I don't have anything against Democrats. There's some things that Democrats believe that I agree with too. But it's all a fucking disaster right now.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
And you don't know what's real. You don't know what's real.
So there's a couple of websites. I've mentioned them before on the podcast, but we're getting close to an election year or time to vote and all that stuff. But in case you guys are interested, there's a couple websites called votesmart.org and another website called I Side With. And on those websites, you can answer just a bunch of questions on your position about abortion.
I did that, and Kanye West was mine. No,
shut up. Oh my God. You should be voting for Kanye West. That's what I told you. Oh man. But no, but you answer a bunch of questions about abortion, about immigration, the national budget, and all these different things, all the issues that are happening in the country. And at the end, it'll spit out the candidates and it'll tell you the percentages, which one you align with the most.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting because, you might be like, well, I'm going to vote for Trump because, I lean more Republican than whatever. Or I'm going to vote for Biden because I lean more Democrat. We got to get this fucking crazy guy out of here.
Or for Kanye West.
Or I need to vote for Kanye West because I love rap music or whatever. I don't know. But with these things, you don't get to see. Well, on VoteSmart, they have the little picket signs and they kind of get closer to you as you go answering. And at the end, the closest one is the one that matches with you. But on I Side With, you don't see anything. You answer all the questions, and at the end, it'll tell you, you're a fucking Trump lover, or you love these people. It's like, what? Really? It's
doesn't say you're effing Trump. No, it doesn't. It does not.
Yeah, well, if it comes out 99% Trump, well, you're a fucking Trump lover. So anyway, no, I'm just kidding. But it's kind of cool to, like, without bias, just answer the questions and see who you line up with. And the other cool thing is that there's all kinds of other people running for president. There's Biden,
that we don't
Trump,
hear.
and then there's a bunch of other ones.
Yeah, that we don't hear from.
You may align with them more than you do with the other people. So anyway, check it out. Votesmart.org and I Side With.
Or you could just roll the dice.
Yeah. So
what is that?
That's
why do you have this here?
It's a bullet because it's cool.
Because it's cool.
Because we got fucking flowers and shit. I need to put something over here that's mine.
Shut up.
It's a 30 millimeter.
That's our daughter.
Well, no, I'm talking about like the hourglass, and we got our cool sign. That's just kind of stuff to decorate.
Okay, I thought it was something you wanted to talk about.
No, so actually one of my old friends.
Use that as a shot glass.
Yeah, actually people do use it. They use that as a shot glass, or they'll cut a hole in it and they'll make bottle openers.
Where'd you get this from?
I got that when I was in the Air Force. I had a friend of mine that was a weapons guy.
That's scary.
And that is a shell from an A-10 Warthog, a 30 millimeter shell.
All right.
Those are some of the baddest planes in the world. They go after the tanks, and it's pretty cool. Anyway,
we got to talk about that. Your experience in the Air Force. We haven't really talked about that much, but not obviously.
Let's get started. We're gonna have
episode's about to. Yeah, no, we don't have time.
So on the next episode,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into it. We can talk about it. So anyway, thank you guys for being with us. We appreciate you guys listening wherever you're listening from, around the world, around the country, around Arizona, wherever you're at.
Yes.
Thank you for listening. Make sure you guys go to oppositesattractpodcast.com. Share it with the people that you know. Leave the reviews wherever you can. Also, make sure you check out Trust Inc. That's trustinkusa.com. And thank you for being with us.
Until next time. Bye.